You want to be able to approach a meditation with the proper balance of determination and letting go, relaxing, allowing it to take its course. If you push too hard, it creates unnecessary stress. You don't push hard enough, you don't push a little, then we don't really get anywhere. This balance of being perfectly content with the way things are and never being fully content with the way things are until you're fully enlightened. Because there's always more to develop, there's always more to do, and it's easy just to say, oh, this is good enough. In the beginning, we may just be grateful to be free of excessive stress, grateful to be free of just being overwhelmed with anxiety. And meditation can help us out. But if we rest there, we really lose the opportunity for the greatest benefits that meditation has to offer. Because it can be taken deeper and deeper. Again, we don't practice meditation merely for stress relief. That is one of its great benefits. We don't practice meditation merely to be peaceful and happy in samsara. Although that is one of the side benefits on the way. Fortunately, as we develop meditation further, as the mind becomes more peaceful, as mindfulness becomes more continuous, we do actually experience an increase in pleasure that arises from within our own heart, independent of external circumstances. But ultimately, we practice meditation in order to understand life, in order to understand ourselves, or what do we take to be ourselves, what do we identify with, this nature of reality that seems so solid and external, but is actually mostly projected. What is this nature of reality, this world that we create and live in? In which we so often wish for happiness but experience its opposite. How do you experience a sense of liberation? What is true freedom? The name of this monastery is Vimutti, means freedom or liberation. But what does that mean? It's not the freedom just to do whatever we want, whenever we want. It's the freedom. What is true freedom? That's a good question. Something to explore as we go along. What does it truly mean to be free? So when we develop meditation, any of these techniques, if it's being developed properly, going in the right direction, you're going to experience both the results of an increase in peace of mind and an increase in clarity, balancing both the mind gradually becoming more serene and unified and less distracted. At the same time, we're developing insights, begin to see things more clearly, understand things better. When we understand things better, naturally we let go of the attachments which lead to suffering, because we all wish to incline towards happiness. And if we understood what leads to happiness, then it's easy. It's only when we don't see that clearly that we hold on to the things that we deludedly think we need. So developing this balance of, as we see more clearly, that allows our mind to settle down, becomes more peaceful. As our minds become more settled and peaceful, they become more energized. They're able to hold their focus. And then what we do see penetrates more deeply. And then the insights become more deep and profound. As those insights gradually transform our lives, transform our understanding, then it transforms what we say and what we do, the decisions we make in life as a natural consequence. And you'll realize, so gradually, we start to make smarter decisions, or we make decisions that are based more on long-term fulfillment rather than short-term goals, or we make decisions that actually leading in the direction that we aspire to. So then we find, gradually life becomes more peaceful, not such a roller coaster of highs and lows. So any meditation technique, if it's developed properly, will unfold in the same way. The human mind really hasn't changed much in the last 2,500 years. So the old principles, they still apply. There's a natural unfolding that occurs. No matter what technique you practice, you're going to experience a combination of both calming and insight, if you're practicing it properly. No matter what you call the technique, you call it vipassanā, you call it samatha, if you're doing it properly, it will unfold with a combination of both tranquility and insight. As our minds begin to calm, naturally we see things more clearly. Our minds aren't distracted. Initially, it's like we're trying to hold up a mirror and see ourselves more clearly, but our hand is shaking. It's like our mind is just shaking, and so we can't get a clear image. So samatha helps us just to at least hold the mirror in front of our face still, and then gives us the chance to see the image. And even if we practice insight meditation, the continuity of mindfulness moment by moment is actually samadhi. Right? That leads to a strong samadhi that can be developed and maintained in all activities. This is one of the central features of what we try to emphasize here. Meditation, when we sit and when we walk, but then extend that out to when we rake the leaves, and when we wash the dishes, when we go to the toilet, when you're walking from the meditation hall to your kuti. Everything we do, as soon as you wake up in the morning, how long does it take you before you notice if you're breathing in or you're breathing out? Or when you wake up in the morning, how long does it take before you recognize, okay, what's the state of my mind right now? And then from that moment onwards, just maintaining this effort to be as clearly aware as possible. So whatever you're doing, just checking. Can you feel physical sensations? Are you aware of your body? What's the state of your mind? At any given moment, what's the state of your mind? So even when there's hardly anything to do on retreat, there's a lot to pay attention to. There's a lot going on. Our minds are constantly changing. There's different levels. There's maybe thinking, but then beyond that there are levels of emotion. We have physical sensations, we have external environment. So we're developing this mindfulness as a continuity. From the time we get up in the morning, we're practicing, we're meditating. So yes, it is very helpful to systematically develop meditation when we're doing sitting. Yeah? Sometimes you just have to put in the hours and the repetition over and over and over again. And it takes persistence, it takes a lot of patience. And we develop patience, our patience gets stronger as we go.